Hello, and welcome to another session of Gotham by Night. Tonight, we go to a place we haven't seen in a while. A little alleyway, slowly starting to cover with a faint trickle of snow. For it is winter now in Gotham City, and the temperature has started to drop pretty substantially. We see a hooded figure. Most of us know him as Anthony, approaching this alleyway that he has not been to in some time, about a month now, with a bag thrown over his shoulder, covered in a tarp. Our scene will now take us there, to Anthony.
As per usual, Anthony stops, looks around, trying to see if he can see anything out of the ordinary.
Go ahead and roll me a wits plus composure, please. Are you using visual or smell?
Is it during the day or during the night?
It's during night, so if you use sight, you'll get a +4 to this.
Yes, definitely using sight.
Okay.
Four successes.
Actually, that's even more. That's about 6. So, you look around. You can see the snow-covered streets of Gotham in the alleyway. You can see a couple rats scurry around. Night vision is second nature to owls. Seeing in the dark is what they were born to do. Natural-born hunters. You do not see anything creeping up on you. However, you do notice that there are a couple bums in the alleyway next over that are huddling around a barrel fire. Other than that, there is nothing here watching you that you know of.
Seeing that the homeless people will be more busy with keeping themselves warm and not freezing to death than necessarily noticing somebody way off in the distance, Anthony does the usual procedure so that what is currently not seen hidden door slides to the side.
As you open the door and begin to step down into the familiar stairwell, you hear the clicking and racking of firearms. Hold it.
Anthony stops and doesn't move a muscle.
It's him. He's clean. Proceed on in. You see no one around you. However, you can see small little slits in the walls close.
Yeah. He just silently nods and continues down.
Continuing down the long, dark tunnel that always seems to have a different pattern every time you go down it. Sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down, sometimes it goes left in a spiral. Who knows? It's always different. You eventually come to the familiar circle room with light in the middle of the room.
Okay, he just casts a casual glance across the room, seeing if any familiar faces are around.
There is one familiar face, yes. Miss Morris is sitting off to the side.
He gives her a smile and a nod.
She will give you a nod back.
And Anthony will proceed to the center of the circle to see if any of the council members are around or any of the second in commands so that he could give a quick report. He will have... Sorry.
You notice that typically there is a council of 9. Tonight there is only a council of 3.
Gotcha. He'll go to the center and give the 3 council members a bow.
We have heard much. What do you bring us this night?
Anthony produces the phylactery outside of his side pocket and holds it in his right hand so that it can clearly be seen in the light. I bring good news. The Riddler is dead, and I have his spirit trapped in here. It is bound to me for a short amount of time, but we can question the spirit if that should be the will of the High Council.
There's a couple murmurs between the people that are sitting up in the rafters you cannot see. After a while, they say, "This is good work. This is very good work. Court of Owls can resume its duties. Well done. You will receive a reward for this."
Thank you, my lieges. And he'll put the... Well, actually, for the moment, he'll keep the phylactery in his hand, just in case, anyone asks for it.
They will eventually ask you to give up the phylactery. However, at that point, on your sheet, you can add another dot of status onto Court of Owls.
Okay, that should be 2 dots now, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Thank you. And he will hand the phylactery over and give them just the information about him. Probably will, this, that, and the other will be probably done within a month. And he will also comment that he noticed that when he was asking the Riddler just to see how compliant the spirit was, that there were signs as if the spirit had forgotten something or wasn't able to speak something even though he had been commanded. Just basically giving a quick rundown of the condition of the soul.
They all nod, give a slight approval. At that, they all stand up and leave. A little bit strange behavior for court.
Anthony will remember that, gives them once again a bow, and will be moving outside of the circle towards the lovely Raven Lady.
Anthony, good to see you again.
Pleasure to see you too, Claudia.
How have you been?
No, not too bad. The connections and tabs that I'm keeping are proving more useful than expected. But I'm doing well. And yourself?
I'm doing well as also. I have been very busy these past few weeks. I'm sorry I have not spoken with you in some time.
Well, it's okay, and he waves it off. I was pretty busy myself. Looks at least as if my schedule is going to lighten up a little bit. And yeah, he looks a bit left to right. The other thing we spoke of, it's okay. I'm working on it, just so that you know. I haven't forgot it.
Understood. I will need to speak with you about that sooner or later. I have something relating to the penguin that you might find interesting.
Oh, that lame duck. Please, enlighten me.
Well, just an odd little factoid. Penguin has not been seen at any public events in almost 3 months.
That is unusual for a socialite, even
He's
one as
been
hideous as he is.
about 5 months precisely. It's interesting, especially with someone like him. There have been rumors that there have been trucks and other things that have been sent to his club and is now fortifying itself into almost a little fortress. And interestingly enough, the average day customers don't even realize it.
Hmm. I mean, we know that the general public tends to be less observant than they should be, and often enough that's to our advantage. But seriously, uh, you'd sort of think if there are bigger trucks coming and going, somebody would start asking questions. Staff, part-time staff, or just regulars who are sort of noticing, hey, wait a sec, this is not quite standard.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is also a rumor that the Penguin is using Gotham's old sewers to transport goods.
Ah. Interesting. The sewers, you say. Have we been able to get any information from the Ratkin by any chance?
She tilts her head at you a little bit. She says, "No, there are few and there are only two I know of that speak with us. Our other rat brethren are, well, we have not spoken with them in a long time."
Understood. Okay. Interesting. I'll keep my eyes sharp and my ears doubly so.
She nods. She lets out a sigh. Says, we really should go have another drink sometime. Last time was fun.
It was. You know what? And he sort of moves closer to her, pulling out his phone and suggesting a few dates.
She does
Would
so.
any of these go?
She looks at a few of them and then nods at a couple of them. She says, "You really should introduce me to your contacts. These people you've been hanging out with."
Ah, my dear. Soon enough. Soon enough. I'm currently just finishing off the groundwork. Some of them are a little flighty, to say the least.
Hmm. She gives a little smile.
Yeah.
She says, "Well then, this date right here would work best. It's a date then."
Excellent. Mind if I pick you up?
Not at all.
He gives her a knowing smile and a peck on the cheek. Till later.
Till later. And now our camera takes us to a familiar sushi restaurant that has been quite the topic of some scenes recently. William, as normally, you look around for your mother.
Mhm.
However, the mother you find there is not the mother you were expecting. You find her waiting patiently at one of the tables.
William
William, it's
is
been
sorry, go on.
it's been so long, and she comes up and gives you a big hug.
Yeah, William is pretty surprised to see her because it's been so long since he has last seen her. He where have you been?
She smiles a bit, and you see that she is extremely bandaged from shoulder to waist. Like it looks like it's not like it's like a full on cast, but it looks like there was like some across her. There's one wrapping horizontally around her stomach. There's one wrapping diagonally across her. There's one wrapping vertically up and down the shoulders. It looks all like bandages.
Yeah, William will hug her back like tight without
She
making
she
it hurt.
she winces and she's like, ah,
You should have told me what you were doing. I would have helped.
I didn't want to trouble you with any more disturbances. I had to go to the front lines, as Rachel, I'm sure, told you.
He will kind of bite his lip a bit.
Out of character, she did in that one scene. So
How does it look in the front line?
not good. We are losing ground. It is still a ways away, but we are losing ground.
I've been thinking about the thing that entered our city. Those first pure those things. I don't want to run away anymore. I want to face them. I want to help somehow. I've been thinking of asking around and hopefully joining, or at least try to join the Lodge of Garm. Before you say anything, I know that if I did try it, they would berate me, they would haze me for being what I am, for being tribeless. I still want to do it. I will prove to them that we are not worthless, that even though we have no tribe, we are still worthy. I want to help. Oh, and Yumi will probably notice this new scar on his neck from being given the gift of rage.
Mm-hmm. She looks at your scar and then looks back up at you. Are you sure you want to do this, William?
Yes, I've been preparing. He touches his scar. It wasn't easy getting that. It did not heal well. After all, I did force it to give it to me. I am willing to do anything to get rid of them.
There's a momentary pause, and she says, "Then follow me,
Yes, Mum.
and I will see to it that they initiate you tonight."
Yes, Mum.
And you two walk off, and the scene changes again to a small blank office. In the Velvet Rose.
My
Tatiana, there is a knock at your door.
Come in.
Jared and Caleb both come in.
Is there a problem?
We wanted to talk to you about something. If that's okay, mistress.
Yeah, go ahead, please. Have a seat. What
We
troubles
want to know if this employment with you will become more permanent. We would very much like to stay under your employment rather than go back to our original designation.
Well, my intention is for both of you to be more permanent. However, it may take a bit of time. I know that I will request at least for one of you to already be presented with this option, if this is what you wish.
They both kind of look at each other and give a little nod. We would very much like that.
I would like that too. I'm very, very satisfied with your services, and you've been very, very helpful to me and very supportive.
They both nod.
I will have to have a talk with the prince, of course, and understandably, this will work mostly on seniority, so probably Mr. Sherman will be first to go on a permanent role. But do not worry, Caleb. I will petition for you as well.
They both kind of nod, almost in simultaneous unison. It's almost creepy to watch, but you've seen it. Nonetheless, they both kind of look at you and they get up and they get ready to leave and they give you a bow.
Question, is that like typical behavior or is it something that's strange?
It's formal. It's different from what they normally do. Ever since you were given the title,
Mm-hmm.
things are a bit more official, shall we say.
Yeah. Also, out of character question, I've already added the dots for the one of them, but I have not done that in scenes, so that's why I didn't.
You'll have to post a request, perhaps, to the prince.
Well,
See
yeah,
if he grants you. For now, that's all we have. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been another session of